Hello everyone. In this session, we'll see how we can use Coolify to deploy our self-hosted services across our servers. So this is a self-hosted a solution which will help you manage other self-hosted solution. Okay, it's a one-click solution to install other services. So if we go into on the key features, if you see, like it can push the changes to any servers, meaning either it's a self-hosted server or the server that is already running up and running on the cloud providers like Azure, AWS, Google, GCP, etc. So if you go into services, you can see like there are a lot of services that you can one click deploy the most of the solutions like Longflow, ChromaDB in the AI, and then anything LLM. So let's try to host the service in our local and then see what we can deploy, and we can also deploy our whole individual services, individual softwares like websites or anything like that. So for the demo purpose, we have created two servers. One is Coolify and then another one is Coolify deploy. And this Coolify will be our orchestrator. Majorly our Coolify software will be hosted here in this 109 Coolify server, and then 110 the Coolify deploy server will be acting as an deployment server. So this is where our deployments will be deployed like any other service that we deploy using the Coolify. Okay, so first we'll go into console, and right now I'm logged in as user. Where am I? So I'm logged in as a user. Before that, we need to have a curl install. So we have curl already installed on the main machine. If you go into click on self-host, you can get this script, which it will automatically download all the dependencies. But before that, you have to download the curl. Since I'm running this as a root user, you can exclude this sudo. So let's just do that. So right now it's installing the prerequisites. It can take some time. So as you can see, the application Coolify has been installed. So we can just go in and log into our dashboard. So as you can see here, this is the IP address of the public IP address. So once you access this from the UI, now let's create the root user. Then click on create. That's it. We're now in onboard wizard. You can skip this, but let's just go and do it because we're going to deploy the services onto the other server, remote server. Okay, after this, if you have already existing SSH keys, you can utilize that, but let's just go with the generate new key. So this will give us one private key and one public key, and public key will be deploying this on the other server. Before that, let's just name this key, or we can leave that as is, not an issue. And let's copy this URL, sorry, path. Let's go and go into the new VM. Okay, let's just paste it there. We need to edit this, so nano, and let's go back and then copy the public key, copy that and then paste it there. Control X and press Y and then enter to save it. Now we're saved the key, and before that we need to make one more config change. This time we need to nano /etc /ssh/sshg config, center, and in here we need to enable two things. One is we need to permit root login, but we don't allow password based login, so probit password. Then we need to allow pub key authentication yes, so that the user can log in with the public key. Control X, Y, enter. Once that is done, we need to restart the SSH system ctl restart SSH. Okay, that is there. It is now completely done. Let's go back and then click save SSH key. Okay, we're going to name our server. Let's go back and then don't think much, just copy the host name here, and here also we can deploy the host name or the IP address. Anything is fine. For this I'm going to give IP address 192.168.0.20.8 and then click on validate connection. So SSH keys connection is successful, OS is compatible, Docker installation not found, it says. So during this it is automatically going to install that. Validate. So prerequisite is checking. Since Docker is not there, it will install Docker as well. So all the prerequisites has been completed. Now let's click create my first project and deploy first resource. So we just created a project here, and then we are in the resource section, and by default it will tag that as an production. Okay, for the simplicity's sake, let's just deploy any of the services which are easy to deploy and won't take much time. So so let's do this with the Forgejo here. Let's select that. You can either deploy this on the local host itself, that meaning wherever the Coolify's install is running, and we configure the remote server Coolify deploy, and we can do that both sides. If you are not having other servers, you can directly deploy on your own server on the local host. For this demo, we're going to utilize this Coolify deploy. Click on that, and it is giving us this URL for this one. So you can, if you want, you can change this. And this SAP service is a completely different story, but let me give you that. Just for now, just keep it that is, and now click on deploy. Okay, so the containers has been started. Let's just close this logs, and if you see that running is healthy, and if you go here and then click on this first link, you can see we are Forgejo is running up and running. So by default it is a SQLite, just leave that, and everything will just keep it as is. We don't change anything here because the base URL is following the same. If you want, you can change that, but it might conflict with how the Forgejo is configured and is operationalized internally. So on the backend it uses traffic, so the DNS will be automatically taken care by the traffic proxy. Okay, just leave completely as is there. And now email settings, we don't have to do that at the moment. Third party settings, we don't care because it is just a temporarily, but we can disable it if you want. Just leave it as is at the moment. And for the administrator, we create the password user. Okay, and then click on install Forgejo. We got our Forgejo setup up and running. So this is a simple deployment, and we can do multiple deployments as in the same resource. Let's go into production and then click on new resource. Go in and type uptime comma. This is one of our service in monitoring, so it helps in trick monitoring time. Let's just do direct deploy. Okay, so the uptime comma has also been deployed. So this is the URL for that. Let's go into links here and then click open that. And right now we're going to go with the SQLite. Click next and then type in username that is there. Click create, and let's add one resource here, monitor. And for this we're gonna go with the HTTP, and we're gonna monitor our service on here. Okay, the URL is there. Okay, you don't need a swami here. Okay, and then certificate expiry notification, yeah, we can check that, but we don't have any certificates. Let's leave it there. Upside down mode, yeah, for now let's just click save. So what it does is it will basically ping it checks every 60 seconds for every 1 minute on the check. For some reason, if our resource is down, then it will come in as red. And even we can change the time also, like we can go like every second. Let's do, but this is too much. You want to set this to below 20, performance may degrade, particularly, yeah, confirm, no problem. Let's click save. Let's go back, click on that, and you can see every 1 second it is pinging, and we know the response time. So we just deployed two services into our first project. Anyway, so this is how you can utilize the Coolify app to deploy your own services into your local machines or on the online VMs wherever possible. So hope you like and learn something new. Have a great day. Bye.